Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. What would you say if I told you you can make restaurant quality Mongolian beef and broccoli at home in a crock pot? As good as your local restaurant. We're doing it next. Stick around. All right, let's get started on this Beijing beef. I've got some chuck roast that I'm going to cut up. And I'm going to cut into nice sized pieces. But you see all that heavy duty, thick, white fat? You want to get as much of that out as possible. So we're going to trim that down, get rid of those pieces. And once we get it all trimmed up, we're going to put it into a Ziploc bag and coat with some cornstarch. And while I'm doing that, if I can remind you to please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you can. I really appreciate it. So we get these pieces cut up. There's a nice piece of fat. Get all that out. That is no good. It will not render down. So now we've got it all trimmed up. Now we're going to put it in a Ziploc bag. Put some cornstarch in there. Be careful. It'll go all over if you miss, like I did. Anyways, we're going to zip it up. Make sure all the pieces get coated real nice. And we're just going to brown it in a nonstick pan with a little bit of avocado oil before we get everything into the crock pot, because this is a crock pot meal basically. So we're not going to cook this all the way through. We're just browning the outsides. And the reason for the cornstarch is, as that cooks in the crock pot, it'll help thicken the sauce that we're making. So that's what we want, just that little bit of color on the beef. And we're going to move to making our sauce. I've got 1 cup teriyaki sauce, 1 cup soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, and about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. About a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, and a teaspoon of sesame oil. We'll add about 1/3 cup of sugar, and we'll give it a good mix. And we'll give it a taste. And after the taste, I realized that I didn't put any honey in. So we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of honey. Alright, now we're going to get our crock pot out. Spray with a little bit of nonstick. Put our beef in there. Have it on high temp, 4 hours. Going to pour the sauce right over the top. Give it a good mix. Put the lid on. And we're going to let that go for 2 hours. Now, about the 2-hour mark, I've got a bunch of scallions. And I'm going to cut them into maybe a little bit larger than 1-inch slices. And we're going to pop those scallions right in with the meat. Give it a mix. Oh, I forgot. 2 cloves of diced minced garlic. Now we'll give it a good mix. Now I've got 3 jalapenos. I'm going to cut the ends off and de-seed them because I don't want it too spicy, but I just want to add just a little bit of heat. If you don't like any heat at all, skip this part. So I've got the seeds out, and I'm just going to slice them into nice little rounds. And then we'll add the jalapenos. And I also had 1 red bell pepper that I sliced as well, but I didn't have the video. Somehow I missed the recording. So that is another option, was a red bell pepper. And we'll pop all that into the crock pot, and we'll put the lid on it and let it go for another hour. Now I've got some broccoli. I'm going to cut the florets into bite-sized pieces. And this will be the last hour. By this time, once we put the broccoli in for an hour, the meat should be super tender and ready to go. If not, keep on cooking, but with my crock pot, it worked out perfectly at 4 hours. There we go. Now we'll add that to the beef. And I'm just going to serve this over some rice. And you have delicious restaurant quality Beijing beef at home. Made in a crock pot. Real simple. Enjoy. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.